I don't know if you guys have heard about this new thing that's been going on called the cattle mutilations.
He came up off the ground, then he split in two. What it got me was they're the same size after they split. Wow. One ball just went flying north. He just took off and he was gone in just a few seconds.
All these mutilations have a number of things in common. The complete draining of the animal's blood. The removal of its eyes, ears, lips, and tongue.
We've had horses and sheep. There were cases reported in Australia in the 50s. There's been approximately 2,500, 3,000 cases in South America since 2000.
Why is there no blood? How come body parts aren't strung around?
Which apparently seems like aliens are abducting all of these cattle and cows from farms and ranches across the United States. And basically what happens is that they suck all of the blood out of this cattle, including all of the organs like ears and eyeballs and brains, and sometimes even the reproductive systems have been removed from these cattle in a very mysterious and surgical way. And from the past 3 months, we've been seeing a lot of UFOs flying around, and over 300 different farms and ranches in the United States have been calling over to the local police station and have reported the same kind of incident all over the United States. And it's literally the same, where it seems like these were some of the situations that kind of happened all the way back in 1970s. Whereas there was this unexplained case called Cattle Mutilation, where it seems like UFOs come in and they seem to be abducting these cattle from their farms. And this usually happens at the nighttime, and the aliens come back and put the cattle back in the same location where they picked it up from. And upon checking the bodies of these cattle, it seems like they have absolutely no blood left in their bodies. Like, just imagine 100% of your blood is being fully sucked out of your body, including some of the organs like eyes and brains, and even reproductive systems have also been removed from this body. And these things have been done with precise surgical procedures. It's not some sort of a coyotes that's attacking, or even bears or any kind of animals out there. And we even got one of these documentaries on YouTube, which is done by National Geography. So let's just take a look at this stuff.
Died. On a cattle ranch, that's not unusual.
First, I thought it just died naturally. And then I got closer to it and I could see it wasn't natural.
Look at that stuff. Like, for every single cases that we've seen so far, it just seems like, the one part of their face, they kind of just rip out the skin only from one side of their body. And then they have like some sort of a hole that's drilled on the upper part of their jaw. And the hole just goes all the way deep into their brains and eyeballs. And it basically looks like the eyeballs and brains have been sucked through some sort of a tube. And not only that, everything, including 100% of the blood, is completely drained. There's not even one single blood cell that's been left in this cattle. And that's not something any sort of animals would definitely do. It definitely looks like it's either humans or might be some sort of a extraterrestrial being, like probably an alien or something.
Were gone. The sex organs were cut out. It's just
look at that stuff.
Weird.
He notifies the local sheriff, who comes out to take a look. But there's nothing he can do.
Oh my God. That's gruesome, honestly. Like, every single cases that they've found, it looks exactly the same, and all of blood has been drained out. It seems like there's absolutely no sign of struggle or whatsoever. They haven't even slaughtered it. They haven't cut the throat or slaughtered nothing. Literally, it's basically dead because all of the blood has been sucked out and some of the organs are missing. I don't think there is any animal out there that could ever do this. And the worst part of all...
The case is shelved, but it remains a disturbing mystery.
I guess when there's no blood, how come body parts aren't strung around?
In 50 years of farming, Tom has never seen anything like this.
And the ranch owners also describe, most of them have noticed that some sort of a UFO or an orb-like thing that's glowing in orange color, it kind of just appears in the sky right above all of these cattle. It seems like they just split in two. It's pretty much the same as what we've been seeing going on in the sky as of now. There are so many different drones, and some people are even filming something that looks like these orbs. And these things have been coming down. And the same stuff happened in 1970s, and the whole case case was a mystery. It was not solved. I think there were people who even gave like bounties in order to like give some sort of an evidence or, you know, eyewitness of whatever is going on. And there was literally nobody that knew what was even happening. Even the law enforcement, they used everything they could, but it was just unsolved mystery. And now finally in 2024, we're once again seeing all of these things like the UFOs, the similar kind of stuff that's appearing once again in the sky. And all of these cases have once again rised, and we've got hundreds of cases and hundreds of police calls that's currently coming up regarding the cattle's going missing. So this definitely means that there is something crazy that's going on out there. And I really want you guys to take a look at what this ranch owner has to say here about what he actually got to see and what kind of aliens that he witnessed with his own eyes before whatever happened to his cattle.
A bright orange light came up, about to steers mutilated. And then 15, 20 minutes later, a bright orange light came up, about the size of a beach ball. He came up off the ground, then he split in two. What it got me with it, the same size after they split. Wow. The one ball just went flying north. He just took off and he was gone in just a few seconds.
Did it make any type of sound?
Not even a humming sound. And I still think to this day, and it'd take a lot to convince me otherwise, it wasn't from this planet.
Whatever the cause, the mystery of livestock mutilation.
It was not even from this planet, he says. Damn, dude. Now, this whole case basically happened in 1970s, and there was a lot of investigation that basically happened. And now it seems like all of these cases are coming back once again. After we've been seeing all of these UFOs flying around in the sky, and a lot of people have been capturing some of the footages. Back in those days, we did not have good equipments in terms of cameras and all that stuff. But now we can simply just zoom in and try to see whatever is out there in the sky. So it seems like the cases are once again starting up. Unsolved mysteries continues in the United States as dead cattle are being found stripped of organs. The FBI briefly investigated cattle mutilation between 1974 and 1978, but reached no conclusion. Now, the stuff has been going on much more, because on December 28, 2024, we actually got a huge spike in all of these cases, which seems to have been happening in Oregon, United States. Cattle mutilation has been reported, and authorities in Oregon are investigating a curious case of slain bull that bears the hallmark of classic cattle mutilation event. The unnerving killing, which occurs in late November at a ranch in state's Grant County, came to light last week when the animal's owner spoke to locals media outlet about the weird incident. Choosing to remain anonymous, he indicated that the slaying featured several strange elements that appear to defy explanation but will sound all too familiar to students that have already been studying cattle mutilation phenomenon. Now, I think there's already been like hundreds of reports, especially from the Oregon region. It seems like, all of their cattle are going missing. And before it goes missing, people have been stating that they ended up seeing some sort of an UFO that just kept flying across their, farmlands. And these UFOs have been flying across their ranch for like a couple of months now. Probably, aliens might be scoping out to see what kind of loots they're going to find in there. So the farmers have been reporting that, crazy stuff is taking place. And New York Post has also covered this whole new latest updates of whatever is going on. And some of the people are saying that it could be some sort of a satanic cult who worship the devil that are doing some sort of, demonic activities out there in all of the ranch in the United States. And some people say that this could involve some sort of an extraterrestrial beings, part of being aliens, or maybe, the government is testing out some sort of secret weapons that they don't really want us to know about. We never really know what's going on, but just take a look at what this whole, interview has to say.
Satanists. Well, again, it is the idea of sacrifice, the killing of a living thing. And this would be done to honor Satan and maybe to show your devotion to Satan. Satan is the embodiment of evil, therefore how can I mirror that in a ritual and worship him at the same time? By killing something. But
you see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, some people, they still worship Satan. I mean, most of the Hollywood industry and most of the people that are famous, they always get to the highest position because they worship the devil. They sell their soul to the devil. And that's basically how, the Hollywood is portrayed. Not just Hollywood. I mean, generally, most of the people that are in power, there is always this one guy who is above all of them, and he is responsible in order to, basically run all of the stuff around the world, including the medias and the government, and all of the people that are in power has to listen to him. But nobody wants to reveal who this person is. And obviously we know it could be the devil, the Satan himself. And the Bible already warns us about all this stuff, that there is a guy who is the son of Satan, and he's going to be known as the Antichrist, who will be rising in power and will show himself in public before all people in all world, and he will claim the throne as one leader. And the Bible also states that there is going to be something called as the new world, and apparently it's like a new earth, and there will be a new government where all the governments are combined together as one, and there will just be one true leader, and that one leader is going to be Antichrist himself. And all of this stuff is set to be happening before the second coming of Christ. And obviously the people who are going to be left over, that are going to be alive during this time period, are going to have to survive until, the second coming of Christ happens. Now, of course, some people think that all of this stuff is conspiracy theories, and some people actually believe that these things are true. Now, of course, these subjects are, of course, in your own opinions. I don't know if you guys are going to believe it or not, but man, things that are happening around the world, we need to definitely look at some things and take into consideration. And at this point, it just seems like it could either be aliens or government hiding something, or this could be some sort of, satanic activities, the cultists that are actually trying to awaken something, or like open portals, or you never know, man. Some crazy stuff goes on in the United States. And one of the biggest questions that kind of, concerns me is that why is all of this stuff only happening in the United States of America? Why is it not happening in any other part of the world? I mean, that's one of the bizarre questions. Maybe, there are just crazy people living in America, or maybe the government is trying to fool us people and try to, make us believe that there are some extraterrestrial beings that are just involved in all of these cases, whereas they could be doing some illegal researches using all of these animals and stuff. You never know. They could be making some sort of a biowar weapons and crazy stuff like that. So let's just go ahead and see what this dude has to say.
Also, the idea of a blood ritual, cutting, blood, taking out genital areas, the idea that there's a sexual aspect to some of this. And so those are some of the signs. And there's no denying that when you look at animal mutilations more generally, it is one of the theories that's still out there.
Look at this. This was like the news that was posted in like 1975. Back in those time, there was this woman who was like the local press journalist, and she apparently did a lot of research and tried to figure out the best solution for what's going on back in those times. And she came out with this headlines which apparently went viral, and this thing was like on the headlines for like 3 years straight up, like literally 3 years straight up. It says devil worship Satanic cult blamed in cattle mutilations. And some people like to call the devil or the demons as aliens, maybe. You never know. And apparently what's serious about this whole cattle missing situation is that even if their bodies are like found on the ground, it seems like no parasites are even coming close to the bodies of these mutilated cows. Like, all of this just seems impossible, because anytime any sort of animal just dies and the carcass is fallen in there for weeks, you'll obviously see that there are going to be these carnivorous animals like coyotes, mountain lions, or wolves. These things basically prey on already dead animals, or even vultures and eagles. But for some reason, these mutilated animals are not even touched by even an insect. It's just left out there for 3 months straight up, and none of these species are even going close to this animal. So that just makes me wonder, what is really going on in our world as of now? Like, there is some crazy stuff, crazy experiments going on, and I suspect that the government of the United States could be behind it, or maybe this could be the works of the aliens. Now, they even made a video game about this whole stuff, where you're going to be one of these ranch owners who's going to like investigate all of these alien appearances. And it's basically a horror game called Grey Hill Incident. And apparently in this game, the same mutilation process happens. And you are apparently one of those guys who needs to go down there and do your investigation. So let's just go ahead and take a look at what this game basically looks like. It's actually a pretty good game, honestly. Look at this stuff.
Lunatics and conspiracy theorists claim to have seen a UFO. The minority tries to convince other people that the small green aliens are real.
They're lying.
The government.
That is not a weather balloon.
Ryan, this is an absolute invasion. Do you know what that means? They'll abduct everyone in the village. Humans, animals, and every little insect. They'll take samples of everything, making experiments on everyone. This is an extraterrestrial investigation. This can't be our end. I don't want to end up as an alien experiment victim.
We can't talk about it to the police. They'll just lock us up in a psych ward.
Several animals have already disappeared.
The neighborhood watch takes care of it.
I mean, you see, this is like the crazy stuff that's actually going on in the world right now. Like, people are noticing all of this UFO up on their ranch. And just imagine your cows go missing.
Put something in me. Some kind of metal, baby.
Who are you? In which barn?
God, I hope they didn't start drilling into this team.
Look at that stuff. Look at that. That's what I was talking about. We've got like this cattle mutilation thing.
Rachel!
Good luck, Ryan.
I think I even played this game, and there was like a very similar situation that kind of happened in this game as well, where there were these cattle that kind of just got abducted. And if you go all the way close to these cattle, you'll actually see that they are completely mutilated. Blood sucked out of their bodies, and I think the whole game is like made out of the situation that's been going on in the world. And it's just crazy, man. I think if you want to experience all of this stuff in a video game, I think Grey Hill Incident would be a pretty good one. But as of now, these are the things that's basically going on in the world, and these things are real. People are seeing UFOs. Could be UFOs or aliens, or maybe it's just government high-tech secret weapons, or could also be the fallen angels from the Bible. We never know. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think is actually going on in the world right now, and why only United States of America? That's one of the biggest questions that a lot of people have been wondering across the world. So leave your thoughts in the comments. And I usually cover gaming videos on this channel, and most of the topics that we talk about on this channel are related to video games, upcoming games, and most popular games in general. And I'm someone that just loves getting into all of these conspiracy theories and weird shit that goes on in the world. So if you're someone that would like to know what's basically going on in the world, some weird crazy stuff, and if you're a gamer, then this channel is definitely for you guys. Make sure to go ahead, subscribe, show your support. Really means a lot to me. We're closing into 200,000 subscribers. It's a huge milestone, and thank you guys so much for all the support you've been showing so far. And now, with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, drop a like. It really goes a long way for the channel, and I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.